What up guys, Otterpop here. I believe I played the Scene Investigators demo some time ago, but the full game is now out, and I thought, well, people are wanting some forensic games for this month, so why not go ahead and play the actual game? Now, I did make a lot of comments about the demo version. I mean, in large part, like, I did kind of like it, but I also thought that maybe some of the evidence didn't fully line up, and it was a little bit confusing. But at the same point, I think I also recognize that in the demo version, you only have limited access to rooms, whereas in the full version, I think you have access to the entire, like, apartment, which is multiple rooms, not just the living room, kitchen, hallway area. So I believe that's where we're... Oh, okay. I believe that's where we're going to start, it's going to be assisted mode. Provides a clue list as the clues are found, allowing players to reference them during the investigation. In addition, players are informed of incorrect answers to help them understand where they might get their hypothesis wrong. Game caters towards a more realistic investigative experience. No hints or in-game help will be provided. Only a fully correct hypothesis of the crime scene can lead to all the right answers needed to solve the case. I almost want to say assisted mode just because I know that some of the details can get a little bit fuzzy, but I also have only experienced the demo version, so that may be the reason I was limited on some of the questions I was able to answer in the demo version. So I'm gonna go with detective mode. Hardcore detective game, the more challenging case files require some element of hypothesis testing. This game shines best when playing up with a partner to bounce ideas and brainstorm theories. Brace yourself for a brain teaser. Work of fiction, names, blah 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 blah. It's entirely coincidental. Experience created for detective, true crime, and escape room fans. Okay, I was not expecting that. It's not meant to replicate a real crime scene and the steps involved in solving it. This game is designed purely for the sake of fun and entertainment for its intended target audience. I appreciate that.
Hello, Agent. I am your personal assistant for this exam.
Oh,
Please enter your name.
that's easy. Otterpop.
Is this the name you want recorded in our database?
Yep.
Creating your data file.
How official.
Recording complete.
Okay.
Welcome to the crime scene reconstruction room.
Hmm.
Prior to the exam, here are some important notes to go through.
Okay, this is new. This is interesting.
First, observe each scene carefully.
Yeah, this is the demo version
Analyze
scene.
everything on site and pay close attention to seemingly insignificant
How
details.
much can I remember from the
Second,
demo? I
not
remember
all
bits and pieces.
interactable objects are important, and not all that are non interactable are unimportant. You have to decide which ones can help with the investigation.
Right?
Third, when there aren't enough evidence present in the crime scene, you will need to trust your intuition,
Mm-hmm.
fill in the missing gaps, and make smart, calculated assumptions.
Okay.
Fourth, when all else fails, don't give up. Take a break.
I don't give
Comb
up.
through the crime scene again
Typically not.
and revisit the clues previously gathered with fresh eyes. Now that we've gone through them, let's do a preliminary trial, shall we?
Okay, so
This has no bearings on your overall grade.
got it.
It's to see if you've come to grasp with the fundamentals of the exam to come.
Of the
Are
exam to
you ready?
come. So this is just a so there's a trial and an exam?
Understood.
I'm gonna start the trial because that I mean that all
Loading
is basic, makes
preliminary
sense.
trial.
Okay, so there's a trial and then there's an exam and then there's case
Loading
files?
complete.
Is that what's happening
Good
here?
luck.
Police have arrested a man they suspect to be about to rob a bank. Oh wait, no, this is different from the demo. They confiscated items found in the van the man was standing by. The police were able to get the man to give up the names of his accomplices. It is suspected that the man and his accomplices might also be involved in the purse snatching of Helen Turner. However, all the police have are the items from the getaway van, the criminal records of the three men that were going to rob the bank, and the incident report from Helen Turner. Using what is available, can you answer these questions asked in the case file? What questions? Who was the getaway driver? Who was involved in stealing Helen Turner's purse? Oh, I can insert multiple people. 4 people max, it looks like. So we've got the van location was on Granite Row, and the bank was on Saffron Lane. maybe like a block and a half away, and the initial arrest was right next to the bank on Anchorage Avenue? Is that supposed to say Anchorage Avenue? So the ATM, there's an ATM down here, there's a convenience store, there's Supreme Burgers, there's the location of the incident. I imagine that's the Helen Turner incident. Wake Up Call Cafe, La Poche Restaurant. Come on. Oh, here, okay. Let's see. 10509, reported by Helen Turner. Helen Turner, Caucasian, female, American, brown eyes, brown hair, 150 pounds, 5'5". Address, phone number. Helen Turner at 67 at quickandfast.com. Alright. Suspect, light skin. Less than 5'5"? Wait, they were small? Okay, items taken. Rosenberg purse, rose gold, crossbody, keys. Phone, mint green, wallet, credit card, Clover Bank. Is that the same bank that was robbed? Because that's the same bank that's right next to the where the van was. There's a lottery ticket, cash, an ID card. So criminal record. So they had criminal records of 3 men, I believe. American. Hold up. What is the police report? Light skin, dark eyes, less than 5'5", so pretty small. Hair color brown, but he's also 5'6", so not super likely, but still technically possible because it is close. Because it is very difficult to judge heights. He is known for petty theft, for shoplifting, and for conning. So theoretically, he could be a possible suspect. Also 5'6", so also technically possible. Identity theft and armed robbery. Based on the overall evidence, if any one of these 3 men stole Helen Turner's purse, it's more likely to be Frank Carter than it is to be Chad Harris, based on their records. Anthony Young. Okay, this guy's probably the least likely to be the suspect. Oh, his hair color is black anyways. Petty theft, breaking and entering, and con. Home for the whole evening. Went to Wake Up Call Cafe to meet up with your friend around 2. Nothing happened. Told a friend news. They announced winning numbers of lottery played. You won some money. He's going to cash it in. He plans to meet up to celebrate. Left cafe about 45 minutes. Went towards Cart Convenience. It was around the time you got knocked over by a man coming from behind you. He had your purse. He was a bit taller than her. He had dark hair and light skin. As soon as you were able to gather your wits, you asked a passerby to call the police. Bit taller. Dark hair, dark eyes, and a little bit taller than you. Frick, it can actually be any one of these guys. He's known for having done forgeries, but it was never proven and he was never convicted. Released for good behavior. No other info. Messages. Sure we can trust this guy? He seems all over the place. I know you hate unpredictability, but we've already seen what he can do. I'm sure it'll be fine. Lorenzo vouched for him personally. He's just a temp anyway, but I hate Lorenzo as well. But someone that has his respect must be at least somewhat capable. 600 bucks cash. It'll be real quick and it's on the way. Let's roll his number if it's not related to the job. Okay. Just the date. 10509. 2:20. 2:42 p.m. 4:32 p.m. 600 bucks cash. What was it? 590? No. Police report's over here. 590, I believe it was. Yep, about 590. 3:10 p.m. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6:20, 30, 35, 67, 38, 39, 40. 6:40. Some details may not necessarily be important. Right, here's chain of custody stuff. Master plan, Clover Bank, monthly swap, Lorenzo, several of us, exact date, part 1. 3:15 to 3:35. 20-minute window, every second counts, be in positions 3:15 sharp. Get in, get out, minimum security. 3:15 to 3:35. Okay. Which is normal. I'd like for it. 4:10ish, make to resort to robbery at gunpoint. Another month, don't have time. 55% man with a plan, 15% helper, 25% getaway driver, 5% for Lorenzo. Okay, so Lorenzo was not the getaway driver. So, of the 3 men, assuming that the connection between this list and the reports of the 3 men line up, one of them was the master planner, one was a helper, and another was a getaway driver. Hold up. Boss told us don't use this number if it's not related to the job. Too loyal to the guy, isn't he younger? Hang on. Okay, so we have a 38-year-old, a 35-year-old, and a 28-year-old. So, based on that conclusion, Bossman is not one of the younger guys. No, Bossman is either 28 or 35. Go a long way back. Huh. Hang on. For petty theft, shoplifting, petty theft, breaking and entering, con. So the 35 and 38-year-old could actually be the 2 guys who go way back. So Anthony and Frank are probably go way back. It's not the 2 guys having the conversation though. But Frank is younger. So I think Frank is Bossman. So he's not the getaway driver. Frank, I think, is Bossman. So whoever the getaway driver was, it wasn't Frank. Whoever was involved in stealing Helen Turner's purse was Chad Harris and Anthony Young. Okay, so here's where my train of thought is going. Because you have an individual who was captured, who was, I'm sorry, not captured, but he was arrested. And you have his phone and you have a bunch of other random things. You have the getaway driver's phone. They're talking about Frank. They're talking about a boss man because Frank and Anthony go way back, which means that this is probably Chad Harris's phone, which means he's probably the getaway driver. Yep.
Understood. Loading preliminary trial.
Thought I was onto something there, you know? Alright, here's at least what's interesting is that Frank and Anthony both have been arrested for petty theft and for conning. You know, they have very similar charges and backgrounds filed against them. So one would think that they were the ones who went way back. But apparently that's not the case. But then you have Chad Harris, who is known for armed robbery. So maybe it would actually make more sense that he's boss man, which means that he may not have been involved, but that Frank and Anthony were. But then that would beg the question, which one of them was the getaway driver then? So I can try Frank and Anthony. So I'm going to try Frank this time. And then I don't know yet about who the getaway driver was. Counterfeiter. Hold up. One of them is known for counterfeiting. Hang on a second. I mean, if Anthony wasn't, then the only thing that would make sense is that Frank was the getaway driver. So I'm going to submit and see what happens. There you have it.
Understood. Recording your progress.
I felt like the first train of thought with the first attempt made a bit more sense, you know? And like, I only guessed the second time, you know, the second time typically doesn't count. I only used first names instead, thinking that maybe it was a first name, last name thing that was specific. I don't know. But this true second time that I guessed was only by deductive reasoning. But it didn't fully make sense. I thought the first narrative that I tried to present made the most sense. I really think it did make the most sense, but I don't know. I don't even... How does that make sense? What am I missing?
You will be presented with a selection window during the exam.
Mm-hmm.
To pass the exam, you are required to solve all case files.
throws at the game
The
is I have
grading
to
isn't
solve all
for
the
each
case files for
subject's
this
style.
exam.
You are free to retry them as many times as you want to improve your grades.
Got it?
It's important to note that the latest grade will always override the previous one,
Mm,
even if it's lower.
interesting.
Let's proceed.
Alright, so I passed the
Which case
preliminary.
file would you like to tackle?
Let's probably do... Wait. These ones are actually more difficult. This one's the least difficult, though.
Loading scenario.
Oh, there are 3 scenarios to this? Wait, how many
Loading
scenarios are
complete.
there in this
Good luck.
game? The day started busy as usual for a financially struggling family trying to make ends meet. Before leaving for her early work shift, the mother kissed the sleeping kids goodbye. Unbeknownst to her, the day had turned into one that changed the family forever. Search through the scene and uncover what happened. Very vague. Oh, somebody's missing. Whoa. Oh, this is new. Okay, so I need a... At 2 p.m. on September 6th, I need to know where Catherine, Thomas, Hazel, and Nicholas were, who picked up the kids on September 18th. And I need to figure out something about insurance. Oh, hang on. It's like a wallet. Ah, Thomas, got it. So Thomas likely lives here. Okay, so someone on the 18th withdrew a lot from somewhere in Bakersfield. Hold up. Where's this Alexandra Elementary located? Okay, so it is the year 1998, I believe, because it's September. So whoever withdrew this amount in Bakersfield was likely not the same person who dropped off the kids on the 18th. That's all I can tell for now.
Honey, it's difficult for you. I know, but I am getting tired of this. I need you to tell me what's happening to you. We need to talk. Call me tonight.
Okay, so this phone and the fact that the wallet is right next to it and the ATM withdrawal receipt indicate that this all belongs to Thomas, who I believe is most likely a father of some sort. And there seems to be some issues with the marriage.
Hey, honey, I just wanted to remind you to pick up the kids tomorrow because I won't be able to. Anyways, miss you. Safe driving.
So Thomas was asked to pick up the kids, but he was in Baker. Hold up. I don't actually know how far apart Bakersfield and LA are. Hold on. Okay, the drive between Bakersfield and LA is about 2 hours, and this receipt places it at noon. She's talking about picking up the kids, which means sometime in the afternoon, so theoretically, Thomas could have had time to pick them up. No cooking without Mommy or Thomas present. Oh. Is Thomas not the father? Maybe he's a stepfather. Buy groceries with next paycheck. If Nicholas is too fussy, you can give him some crackers in the cabinet. Star Diner or Wilson's. Okay, so I believe Catherine is the mother, and Thomas is the stepfather. Father or stepfather? Or maybe boyfriend, one of the 3. And then Hazel and Nicholas are likely the kids. Nicholas for sure is a kid. Hazel might be as well. No outgoing call from here. What about the voicemails?
Hi, Mrs. Patton. This is Mrs. Bird, Nicholas's teacher. Nicholas wasn't able to take part in today's activities today. Make sure he brings his backpack next time.
Miss Patton.
That's it. Now I will be taking things into my own hands.
What? Okay, that's concerning. Okay, hold up. Patton. This is Harrington. He still technically could be the father, they just never got married, but the fact that he's referred to as Thomas and not Dad. That could mean any number of family dynamics, but in any case, he's probably not the biological father. Gina, I'm sorry you don't think you could pay you this Friday on the 11th. Maybe not next Friday, next payment. Oh boy. Okay, so there must have been some kind of marital issues. Star Diner. Oh, maybe this is where Catherine was working. She said she couldn't pick up the kids, so she could have been at the Star Diner. Oh, here we go. Let's start school. Oh, this is impressive, I'll say that. Oh, wait a minute. No, she was at Wilson's. Hold up. Where was everybody on 2 p.m.? Oh, on 2 p.m. on the 6th of September. Hold up. Never mind. No, she was at Wilson's. Okay, most likely there are 2 kids in this. Oh, that's a cool solar system. Hey, look! Pluto, even though it's no longer considered a planet. Oh, hold up. Recent incident has come to our attention about lack of supervision regarding a couple of students in one of our elementary schools. Where all students elementary are under to be dropped off and picked up by parents, guardians at bus locations. Go into effect on Monday, September 14th. Wait. The drop-off times. 1:40, 1:25, and 1:20 p.m. That's I believe 20 minutes after drop-off time. Okay, so that kind of makes the timeline slightly wonky. Thomas still theoretically could have picked up the kids on September 18th because it went into effect on September 14th. He would have been cutting it real close, though. So, X-ray scan, overnight stay, IV hydration, checkup. Holy shnikes. 9,000 for an overnight stay. God damn. Oh, that's awful. Hazel. But that might be the other kid. Because we know Nicholas is a kid for sure, but I think Hazel's the other. Oh yeah, there are 2 kids. Might even be twins, actually. So Hazel and Nicholas are siblings, potentially twins. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Only some bits of information. I mean, Catherine Patton. Yeah, because they don't share the same last name. Dispatched to LA. Call came in at 1:58 p.m. He finished shopping and was on the way to a car when a boy, Nicholas Woods, ran up to him. Boy asked Jeffrey to help his sister. Hazel Woods unconscious on the ground of the parking lot and called 911. Employee at Terry's Toy Box witnessed Hazel walk out of the store with her brother a few minutes prior to the call. Hazel was taken to the nearest hospital immediately. Okay, so right around 2 p.m., it looks like Nicholas and Hazel Woods, their mother's name is Catherine Pat. They don't even share the same last name. What? I mean, obviously referring to the same thing, but I'm very, very confused. Okay. 2839 Garner's Ferry Road, California. Both of them were there right around 2 p.m. on September 6th. Yes? No. Wait. Yes. So they were both at the same location. That would make sense based on the police report. That's really the only thing you can deduce, frankly. LA. So the question is, where was Catherine and Thomas? Catherine wasn't there. There's a lot of evidence that supports that. Nicholas was worse. And Thomas needs more discipline. Wait. I have a family and bills too. To treat someone who helped raise your children this way. What? Stop by gas station, get new fuel cards for September. Draw money. Oh, so Catherine and Tom are engaged, but now I'm confused as to who the kids belong to. Did they belong to Catherine or Thomas? Okay, so they got engaged less than a year ago, according to the dates. Sertraline? It was prescribed like less than 2 months before. It's an antidepressant. Wait, it's for Catherine. The fact that the kids keep referring to her as mom and Thomas is Thomas and not dad is interesting, especially because the kids don't share the same last name. So that would theoretically mean then that Catherine is the biological mother and Thomas is not. But then why is their last name different? Did they have their biological dad's last name in that case? Oh man, that's confusing. Oh, there's more stuff in here. There's a map of some constellations. Okay, this confirms everything okay, not everything, but this confirms exactly what I need to know. Catherine is the biological mother of these children. The biological father is not in the picture, but he does provide child support, and the kids share the last name as the father. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. What is also interesting is the fact that she's on antidepressants. Rick Wilson. Oh, isn't there a place called Wilson's that she works at? Thomas Harrington. Health insurance. Okay, so Catherine, Hazel, and Nicholas are all under his insurance, and they are insured until the 30th of September. He's a refrigerated freight driver. Maybe should they be in either the United States or Dominion, Canada? Okay, that's covered. The only person who satisfies the below-mentioned eligibility criteria or is dependent of the insured can be covered under policy. Cover up to benefit limit all general practitioner appointments, non-surgical procedures, maternity expenses, chronic condition treatments. Additional coverage shall be listed below. Dependents that are not married to a legal family can only receive general practitioner coverage and shall not receive full benefits. Okay, that could be the key. Because they're engaged. Does an engagement technically constitute a legal family? Even like between the engagement and the marriage itself? Hang on. Okay, cannot be legally married if you're only engaged. It's not a legally binding thing. Okay, so the fact of the matter is that if Catherine and Thomas are not married by the point of September 6th, 1998, Hazel may not be covered by insurance. So she was unable to do anything on the 6th. And she was asking that Thomas pick them up, and it sounds like she wanted him to make dinner as well. So if he did make a withdrawal from Bakersfield and then headed back to LA, that would actually make sense why it's such a wide timeline, because he's a truck driver. But Bakersfield to LA is still 2 to 3 hours, meaning it's just that weird amount of time where it's possible he could have picked up the kids on the 6th of September, but also possible that he didn't. Oh dear. Oh, hang on. On the 6th at 3 p.m. Because that's what 1509 is 3 p.m. 4830 Sunrise Road in Las Vegas. What? Wait. Cash out voucher. Oh no. Oh no. This just confirms it. He was at 4830 Sunrise Road in Las Vegas. I don't think the insurance covered the hospital bill. So the question is where... Okay, well, scratch that. I'm pretty sure she was at Wilson's. Problem is, I don't know anything about Wilson's. Gotta find something about Wilson's. I just don't know where that is. Wait, well, hang on, actually. Santa Clarita, huh? Santa Clarita to LA is about 40-ish minutes. 40 to 50 minutes, it looks like. What's her schedule like again? Let me make sure. What is it like on the 6th again? 1 hour between shifts at the Star Diner and Wilson's, so theoretically enough time to get between the diner and Wilson's. So if I've got this right, then she was at 4572 Charter, Santa Clarita, California. And I don't think the insurance covered the hospital bill. But the question is, who picked up the kids on the 18th? Hang on. Okay, now that I know that the incident and this date are two completely different things, most likely not Catherine, but it could have been Thomas. I'm just going to say here. I'm going to take a picture of this real quick because I'm almost positive that I'm correct about these locations for everybody. And I'm pretty sure about the insurance as well. And Thomas is the only one who does make sense for the kids. Maybe Gina too, because it does seem like she helps out. I'm gonna go with it. Oh, that's right. It saves it automatically for me. I love that, actually. Then I don't have to input everything. I'm gonna try Gina. Because I think that's a possibility too. No. I must be missing something then.
Voting complete.
I'm missing something on who picked them up. Okay, somebody did try and call on the 18th, not long before 2. Here it is.
That's it. Now I will be taking things into my own hands.
Either that's a woman's voice or that's like a voice changer of some sort. Mildly confused now. So Catherine did not pick them up. She was probably working. Thomas didn't, for some reason. Gina was maybe not involved. Megan was maybe not involved. But it did sound like it was maybe like a woman's voice on the line right there. Because that's very suspicious. What if Josh, the biological father, picked them up? No. I need to think to look at these numbers. 348-113-9753. The same number called on the 17th at 10 p.m. On the 15th as well at 10 p.m. On the 13th at 10 p.m. On the 8th at 5:30 p.m. 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. That number's got to be around here somewhere. That number is key to finding out like who had taken the kids. Miss Olson keeps calling. Hang on. Miss Olson? No. Okay, but now I'm actually onto something now.
Scenario
I need to find out who that number belongs to.
complete.
Because that time frame, that fits right around the same time frame as when the kids may have been picked up or taken or something like that. Wait, what? So the one thing I don't turn around in his wallet is the one thing I don't think I've actually seen yet. Hannah Olson made a coffee shop near house, 9:13, 3 p.m. Olson. Wait a minute. Hold up. Isn't that... Miss Olson keeps calling. Call her back. But who's Miss Olson? Because it said not... It said it didn't accept Miss Olson, so... What? Oh my gosh, she has a... You know, I got the picture, and I didn't even notice I could get anything... Wait. Got it. No, I had no idea that I could read her diary. Jasmine showed Princess Savannah dolls. We have a Dearly doll. Gina let us go to a toy shop. He was pee, played soccer. Running out of bread. Teacher had to meet someone during lunch. Hannah, wait. Talked about mom. Mom's friend. Mom's day off. Couldn't show mom. Okay. Definitely familial troubles. Wait, so Catherine was crying, but not because of something Thomas did, because of something somebody else did. Okay, hold up. What if I put Hannah Olsen then? Who's Olsen though? That's what I don't understand. So it wouldn't take Miss Olsen, but it had to take Hannah Olsen. Okay. Okay. All of that made much more sense. There was so much more evidence for me to go off of. As soon as I saw, like, the where was everybody at this time on this date, and there were so many drop down lists that you could choose from. I'm like, oh dear Lord in heaven. But then it turned out to be much easier than I'd anticipated, so hip hip hooray. And of course, I was able to find out the information about the insurance pretty quickly too. The thing that bothers me is the thing about Hannah Olsen, though, because it is mentioned in the planner, and even on the back of a note of Thomas, and then also in Hazel's diary. But there's no clear indication on what connection that Hannah Olsen has to them. The fact that her name was on the back of a receipt from Thomas almost indicates like some kind of affair. So then that 113 number was hers, but then why was she saying something about taking things into her own hands? That's where I'm a little bit lost. Either I missed something among those pieces of evidence, maybe there was another additional piece of evidence that provided a little more context. Either I missed something, or there's just something that doesn't quite make sense. Kind of like a few of the aspects of the demo version. So I don't know for sure, but that overall that was much better. I started to kind of find myself gravitating towards one potential pathway initially, but then I was gravitating in a slightly different direction more towards the end of when I was finding all this evidence. And now everything kind of fits together in place pretty nice, except for the detail about Hannah Olsen. I'm not really sure what exactly happened, but I'm good. I'm all good in the hood. In terms of the 3 cases I've done so far, the preliminary trial made the least sense. The demo made the second least amount of sense, and this first case made the most sense. The game has some merit, and I'm glad I went detective mode because I wanted to be able to find out all this information on my own. I had to go back multiple times to different pieces of evidence to try and piece together different parts of a puzzle that I didn't even know what it looked like yet. And that's very interesting and exciting. It's not quite forensically challenged as I would have expected. It's kind of more on the investigative detective-y side of things, but I'm not entirely bothered by that because in a way it's still like a sort of puzzle game. So with this kind of game is I feel like you have to piece everything together in your head, but for an actual investigative measure, for crime scene investigators in whatever form of a crime scene that they take, there's always a scribe. There's always somebody taking notes about everything, but it's a much simpler format, so we just have to internalize a lot of it and just remember a lot of it, which I was actually surprised I remembered as much as I did for that actual case. Not the preliminary trial, but for the actual case itself. Anyways, I'm done. I washed my hands of this scenario, and besides that one particular loose end, not loophole, loose end that I'm not really sure how that fit into place, not bad, actually. No, the first case was actually pretty strong, especially compared to the demo, so I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So I think I will play this again at some point, especially because it looks like there are a lot of possible scenarios, at least 9 of them for sure, if not more. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna leave it there. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this with me being a little bit of a detective this time around. And as usual, until the next video, guys, check you laters. Oh, I feel like I always switch my hands with the check you laters. Check. You know what I mean.